to get sort of, again, as fast of a timing as he can with the Blink Dagger, farming this off lane, as they won't have sort of that sort of dual side lane core option of starting fights. It's going to be a bit different for Nico this time on the Slark.
And yeah, it's going to be a much slower, much slower start for Limitless. He's into the Undying, so it's the first few waves are really important on bottom lane. If this DK gets too zoned, if Skywrath isn't able to offset the pressure that comes out, it could just be an absolute free farm for Pure. And like you said, he's able to 970 GPM SF. It could be even worse if he's given the lane.
Well, let's see. So this mid matchup, you reckon the sort of the spam from the Lina outdoes the spam that Tinker will be throwing her way?
It's that, and you also have a pretty massive attack range advantage. 170, I think it is. 170 attack range advantage. Even when you get lasered, you can last hit.
Yep. Well, let's see.
That being said, though, the Tinker should still get it. Couldn't get pulled.
No, because for sure, last game, Stormer got crushed in the matchup. Yeah. It was double the CS from Weehaw, pretty much for the entirety of the lane.
Has been killed.
Nice. Grab there from Aramis. Guides the creep wave, but also finds the calling blade of this Alchemist. And he'll actually stop Fishman from connecting with that concussive shot.
Honestly, up top. I mean, for Nico, baby, how easy of a lane is this for him to farm in?
He has the Omni Knight. Ducalis might die for the pressure, but he should be able to. Kind of the whole job of the Omni is to the nukes going on.
Yeah, shot!
Get the creep wave, Matt. He did. He persevered. He got it, sorta.
Yeah, gets a couple.
It's pretty good. I mean, he got the range creep. He got the important one, so he's gonna be able to drag this wave now, probably back to his Alchemist as well. Kira's gonna be very happy. But still, this is the right move that Aramis is doing. You can't play the lane versus Undying with this. Just manipulate as much as you can. But look at Kira's gotten 7 denies.
Yeah, 2 and 7.
Yeah, like look at that. He's actually just not letting Limitless get CS down here, I guess.
Top lane.
They're actually the ones getting aggressive onto Toby.
Toby can make his way around it.
Got a pounce. Toby's got to block the pounce.
He's doing a good job of it.
He's doing a pretty good job, but Toby's still getting ran down by Ducalis. He's so slow.
I mean, obviously, Katomi, there were some nice moves to give a bit of a chance for Toby to escape this Omni Knight.
He's still getting walked down. He still might die.
Can he deny to
the side?
He's going to be able to do it. The Carlos couldn't quite time the last hit there. They were denied to the neutrals. Toby.
But a great, I mean, they forced the Visage completely the hell out of there. Nico Baby's getting farmed, so he's happy. But yeah, Pure, he's also getting that uncontested free farm, as now the lane is kind of becoming a real lane with Fishman versus Limitless. Let's harass from Aram.
With the stick. Yeah.
Ooh. Mid lane too, seeing we are being a bully a little bit here. Gets the both water runes, I believe. Yeah. And able to actually pressure Stormer away.
Playing with that range advantage.
Big deal. And you just, I mean, it's range advantage, attack speed advantage, and everything. He does connect the stun again here. Stormer has Fairy Fire, and he has Raindrop. Unless he gets hit by another stun.
Not going to get the chance to get this water rune. Movement over from Aramis.
He's going to have to get a teammate to refill, or he's going to have to go base. Nicely done from Alliance here, setting up for Weehaw. Someone's going to have to help out Stormer a little. There's 2 lanes that are going a bit rough at the moment.
Tower is under attack.
Top Toby's getting dove again. He's only level 2. The level 4 Slark.
So, I mean, we'll come back over.
This is a tremendously large wave.
They can find an angle to dive on one of these two.
Another wave coming in here with the inspiration too, with the aura.
Bottom lane.
Meanwhile, I'm distracting our poor obs.
Yeah, Pure's going to be able to grab that first blood. They still are trying to hunt for the kill top. Can they get the jump onto Toby? Ooh, Nico Baby's going to go for it.
There's another nuke.
He's pretty low, though, and he'll die. Toby's able to put the stick charge, step away from Dakalis. The hammer still comes out. Get him in return. But is it worth it?
I don't even know anymore. I mean, there's so many creeps up here. They had to go for that play. They can't just give these creeps to this Visage. I mean, you lose your Slark. Nyx gets all the XP now, though. So Katomi's going to be a very over-leveled Nyx assassin in this game.
It's not a bad game to be an over-leveled Nyx
No.
assassin, though. But,
oh, no, that probably hurts Alliance quite a bit more because they were doing so well in the lane. But they really, I mean, I can't, it's so hard to argue against what they were doing, though, because they had like this double creep wave if they wanted to prevent this.
Still, even with that death, yeah, very good farm on Nico Baby.
Yeah. Runes now.
Dire's
Being
bottom
checked
tower
out.
is
Katomi
under
and
attack.
Fishman looking to help out mid. All three. Both sides. It's a good one too, Fishman.
Oh yeah, we could look to clean up this kill. It'll drop the tombstone.
It's a good placement for it. Is he gonna walk up and try to finish it? I don't know. He's probably like, oh, someone could be here. I'm a
Yeah,
little
he's
low.
a little bit low.
Aramis is gonna be the one to go for it.
Yeah, he'll take the risk. That looks like,
Just a
alright, doesn't want to stick around and try and tackle the zombies.
Yeah, it looks like during this also we see double spam. Katomi actually walked through his own jungle and placed a defensive ward behind. So he's trying to protect the jungle and Stormstormer from any rotations. But it was spotted. There was already a deep place. Oh no, not bad for Limitless too. Playing versus an Undying in lane. He has Boots, Soul Ring. He's almost level 6, sure. Doesn't have the craziest last hits to show for it, but a pretty damn good start for him. You're playing versus Undying. That's always a testament of its own, being able to get...
For sure. He's going to be happy, and now we'll start to see the potential in the GPM Pure. Ready to start hitting some of the camps.
Lane, Aramis is thinking about it.
A little scary though, if he gets caught in sort of a rocket and a missile.
Radiant
Laser.
are scanning.
He's scanning just in case, because they lost their high ground ward in place to protect the Tinker. Seconds, that next power rune, seeing the rotations from the supports again, just really looking to try to prevent Weehaw from getting it. They don't really need to ensure that Stormstormer gets it now at this point, but just ensuring that Weehaw doesn't actually get it is... He gets it, it spawns right in front of him.
Radiant's
Good one
middle
as well,
tower
this
is
haste.
under attack.
Could enable the opportunity to look for kills. He'll pop it straight away, looking towards the mid. Back up
Dire's
of
bottom
Dakalis.
tower is under attack.
Can keep going for this. Lands the light strike, the Laguna. Stormstormer getting burst low. They'll hide in the trees. Dragon Slave finds him. Good aggression there from Alliance to get the kill.
Aramis, he actually lives. I think the creep switched to the zombie and saved him for a second. Great play. Wow, Weehaw. I mean, I thought he was going to be a little afraid to go in there, but actually persists forward.
Yeah, knowing his limits, knowing what he can go for when he's got that Omni Knight behind him.
And it's 2K lead, and they might even be able to dive Toby top, too.
See, Nico, be able to have the option for the angle. TPs are coming in, though. He knows to not push on further than he can get away with, as Dakalis will get caught by the rotations.
We'll take that.
It's a really solid early game, though. I really like the way that they didn't really need to help Nico Baby after the start, so just sitting on the top rune. Same thing for bottom. Limitless having somehow able to reset the lane positioning constantly. They just were able to really just make sure Weehaw got every power rune or was able to bully a lot. Yeah, really nice. And Weehaw this time around looks like he might actually go for the Spellcaster build because he has the Slark as his carry.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be that carry this game. Sure, he has a Falcon Blade, so maybe it's still up in the air, but he's got the Arcane Boots queued up, and that's usually in the lens. Usually the indicator.
So yeah, I think exactly that. Yeah, with Nico Baby this time on sort of scaling right-click carry is the route to go. And we've seen it to great success, right? That game earlier for Supreme on the Lina with the Spellcaster build, it just shows that you very much carry the game still. I have the potential to when you go this route.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think this is also the Tinker Hunter. Maybe that's how also he wants to be. He's like, okay, we don't have the craziest ones, but I can actually be that Tinker Hunter myself. Because he can eventually get the Aghanims on the Lina, and then he can just coast into the trees himself. I didn't really think about that one until now.
To 3. That's in. Alliance with a little bit of a lead, but the passiveness continues. So they expect to see that take quite the turn once Pure hits his momentum.
Yep,
on the Alchemist.
Will definitely start. He has
Radiant's
stacks.
bottom
Only a
tower
double
is under
stacked
attack.
hard camp in the triangle, that's it. But either way, he has full free farm in the lane. Limitless wants to start getting some poke damage onto this tower. Can't really pose a kill threat without a leader. They're distributing their wealth. Slark jungle, Omni take lane. Very good first 10 minutes.
Radiant's middle tower.
I like this as
is
well
under attack.
from Nico. He did originally have the Diffusal Blade queued up, but he is actually going to go the Mage Slayer route.
I think it's just a better item.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
Mage
tower
Slayer
is under attack.
into the
Radiant
Aghanims.
are
I think that's the way to play. Unless he feels pressured by BKB, but you don't really want to be doing that. Actually, getting the Mage Slayer first. So, and maybe he goes for Diffusal instead of the Ags. We'll see.
We'll see. I think I like this Mage Slayer Egg. You get the mana regen that you lack with the Mage Slayer. Lets you constantly jump and survive a lot longer than usual.
Bit of pressure coming out in this top lane now from Entity. They're bringing a third member, Kataomi. Try and force the town, maybe catch a kill.
Just coming up, the level 3 Tombstone. Oh, he's in his face.
Ooh. He's going to be able to open up with the stun. The buff's there for Weehaw, though. Carlos able to make sure the Weehaw can step to the side. They'll heal up the Tombstone, but the Tombstone still falls. Alliance very much ready for that play.
Of course, definitely seeing perhaps like the other things of why they want Omni also. At least to protect the Lina in case she does get gone on. Talos very quick to bail out. Stack at hard camp. How's Pure's Radiance? It's about to be... I'm gonna give the stack to Stormstormer to recover. He's pretty much has his blink done after that. And then he can actually get a little more involved. Mostly it's like when you have level 2 rearm, where you want to really be joining team so much.
Regeneration.
Team convoyance, I should say.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Then he can constantly join in. Lane, actually get the stun connection.
And with the Ancient Seal, that'll set up for the burst to come in.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Very
is
quick
under
catch
attack.
there around the mid.
The lanes right away coming into play right after Weehaw picks it up. Stunning from the smoke from the tree line.
Are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They can go for Dakalis top. Kataomi doesn't want to waste time chasing.
They're chasing
Dire's
Pure out,
top
so Katomi
tower
wants to
is
stop
under
Aramis.
attack.
Aramis
Radiant's
might just
bottom
die here
tower
for it.
is under attack.
Was
Pretty dead.
pretty deep there,
Dire's top
trying to
tower
put a stop to Pure's
Radiant's
farming
bottom
pattern.
tower has fallen.
A good move though.
Radiant
Immediately they start
structures
beating
are
on mid tower because they see that rotation.
They want to try and hold it. Already falling as low as it is. Not going to last much longer. They'll push the lines back.
Scared to commit too much further though into the Tinker.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yep, Pure. Radiance is done. Got his stick now too. So now it's the question of can you ever pressure and slow down this Alchemist? They have to, I think, keep persisting looking for this mid lane. I think that's probably the right play. You have easier access into the jungle.
See in the mid. Light strike just catching. Fishman there. Weehaw no messing around. Laguna Blade. Seal the deal. Turns towards the tower. They'll be able to get the deny in. Able to take that away from them at the least. Yeah, we're seeing with We Are's build as well. Also wanting to make sure he has that setup, getting the Yules next after the Ether Lens. He will be ready to move around, make those plays, and indeed get that setup and catch on the Tinker. So Storm will have to be very careful if he does turn up.
Yeah, this could just be even like a blink Yules, something like that. He's just literally going to be the one to just... If he catches Tinker, the Tinker's dead in a Yules every single time. So, cool. Things working out really nicely for them. The cores looking good. They're keeping Stormer down.
That's make. Aramis. Vision as well with the familiars to set up for a few rounds of rockets. See them all. Team up with the Grace, and with the infused range drop kicking back in, he'll be able to walk out. Live Aramis.
It's similar from the last game. The way Alliance is playing as this like team group up unit. Look again, they're 4 heroes together. Aramis still sticking around with 200 HP to look to go back in.
And they'll get the jump. Straight away with the Blink Dagger, immediately on top of Fishman. Biggest of catches, but it's a quick kill.
And it's the Yule's done. So now they have even more forms of catch around the map with Weehaw. As Nico Baby, he's had no pressure on him whatsoever after the lane. Now he's just free farming. Alliance. Really bringing it to Entity at the moment. Not really to Pure, but the rest of Entity.
I mean, that was, yeah, kind of the case in the last game. Where Pure was just uninterrupted, top farm, top GPM. And that did become quite a bit of a problem.
He needs somebody behind him, though. Like, their other 2 cores are criminally far behind. Even the supports, too. Like, the Undying in comparison to his counterparts. Let's all spotted.
Let's go straight to DK.
Tough place to fight. So that's one of the big ways. Entity, they're still tough. They're still a strong squad when they're grouped up, especially around Tombstone, as we mentioned a million times, the vision and all that they can provide for Tinker. For Alliance, they do get away. They only lose the 1. They'll be able to back up and at least get...
I mean, and for Pure, when he gets this BKB and Blink done, is he looking to fight, or is it very much just continue to farm and you've at least got that BKB to fall back on if they do try and set up on you?
You can start fighting. They can fight, and even if they force a little bit of a bad scenario from Alliance, they can get Roche up. With Visage, with Alk, with Tombstone, and Undying, they do have the availability to sneak. Hitomi, Aramis always in the right place.
Instantly having that reaction to him showing.
Really, I mean, multiple times now, even in the last game, the Ancient Seals coming out quick.
See Weehaw. Aghanims, of course, next up on the shopping list.
Yep. The Tinker Hunter. I actually like completely forgot about it a little bit about like hunting in tree lines. It doesn't persist that long, of course. It's only 6 seconds, but it will give him some availability to at least go inside tree lines.
Yeah, now with that BKB, Pure's not going to be easy to catch. Not that he's sort of left himself being open to being caught yet. 2-0-1.
Their group up is still very strong, as you're saying, too. Like, around the Tombstone, around Visage, who also has Wraith Pact. Will be a pretty tanky Alchemist that they're rallied around.
How's that? Aghanim's looking on Nico Baby. He's pretty much going to have it. 100 gold.
It's early.
It will be there. Now, for Alliance, will they be very interested in looking to fight with that axe picked up?
I would hope so, yeah. I think that they definitely should look to fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Going to come looking for them first, though. Oh, they're going to be able to get the setup on. Yeah. Fair in the concoction. He's not going to have anywhere to throw it.
Lions, they had vision. They saw it coming. Super well prepared. It's looking very similar to the way Alliance kind of played as a team. It's just rallying together. They have this vision. Hitomi's going to try to break the smoke that might get caught.
I mean, they're in. Nemesis is going to look for the jump forward. They'll settle for Fishman. Got Hitomi turn with the stun. Pure, he's thinking about fighting this. Throw the concoction. So baby, be careful how he commits on this. They'll turn, they get the stun onto Pure. Pure goes down. They're able to burst through him. Not able to put the BKB in time there. Pure falls. And now this will get the opening for Alliance to try and chase for more. Dawn's still able to blink out in time, but Toby getting left behind. He should die here. Go baby, able to stay on top of it. They'll
totally lose the DK. Even still looking to chase more Nico Baby. There's a lot of stacks built up right now. And this was Entity bailed on the area, but the supports didn't. The cores, I think, TP'd out, and then the two supports were just still sitting here looking to maybe take a fight. So awkward the way that it all kicks off with like Pure running in, trying to start a fight with his team, but he just gets capped by a stun from the tree lines and dies.
Yeah, holding on to that BKB usage. Cost him his life.
He doesn't see Weehaw half the time. Like, Weehaw's playing so far away in this game, not right-clicking, but actually setting up for disables. He's able to get a perfect
Dire's
clip on
middle
here.
tower is under attack.
Okay, lead for Alliance. Very impressive here, 20 minutes in to be doing so against an out, a lineup with an Alkin that is getting a lot of farm. 13k net worth, Pure's still very farm, but it just goes to show how the rest of the team falling behind a little bit from their counterparts. As bottom, there's the catch, there's the kill. Stormer's gone.
0 and 3. They're really not letting this Tinker have a game. Gem picked up early too. Ducalis now has one finished, so looking to keep playing around this advantage versus Nyx Assassin. Blink is
Pressure up.
Blink's done on Pure, so Entity actually have a form of initiation now, unlike Alliance who have multiple forms of initiation, especially with the DK. Maybe that'll give them a little better element of taking fights, because it looked really awkward, especially with him just charging in with the stun charge.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And yeah, give the gem to Nico Baby. Clear out all the vision. So of course, small lead, but you can get a lot out of these. A lot of map control in particular when you have a Slark with any type of lead.
One of those games where
Dire are
neither
scattered.
team really poses the greatest Roche.
Radiant's bottom
No,
tower
Entity's
is
does a
under
little better
attack.
because they have like the Flesh Golem map.
It's better for sure.
Stuff like that. But Alliance, if they have a decent fight and Slark has good stacks, he can easily do.
Sure, I guess, yeah, it means that sort of situation.
Yeah. Look on smoke.
Again, though, Alliance will have the high ground.
Aramis saw it too.
I mean, Nico Baby, he's kind of considering going in.
Here's charged up the stun.
He's not going to commit with this, though.
Visibility.
They're going to start hitting Roshan.
Okay.
I mean, Alliance is definitely going to have something to say about this.
A lot of spam in the area. Rockets, this is
Yeah.
this is the most important kind of place for them. But Pure's ult is out.
This is not a thing.
And look at bottom. Oh, yeah.
He's going to catch him again.
Can he actually get him here? Oh my god.
He knows that he's just outside the range of the ward.
Radiant are scattered.
Oh,
Just outside the range of vision. He could have maybe just guessed for it.
That would have been pretty. It was a good heads-up move. He was fast on his way moving down. Can't quite get the grab.
Want to take the risk to end up revealing from Invis as well, in case there was more behind him.
Thinking about it again. Also to point out he does have the acid spray talent. So maybe that's also why they want to fight in this acid spray that gives them +7 armor.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Again, Alliance, they're going to have something to say about this. Or at least they're going to want to try and have some sort of movement here towards this.
Under attack.
They don't want to allow Entity to just get away with this Roshan right underneath their noses. There's the jump. Pure. He's in this time. The BKB's off in time. Limitless not able to get him with the Dragon Tail before the BKB was off there from Pure. Champ falling very low. Now no BKB on the Alchemist.
Chemical range down too.
Jumping from Nico, maybe he's going to try and commit for the fight. Pops the Shadow Dance, turns towards Fury, he's in with another pound. Keeps locked down there. Storm's been able to get to the pit though, pick up the Aegis Laguna Blade, finishes the life of Pure. Katomi on the high ground will be found. A couple of kills for Alliance. They may not have got the Roche. They're taking the kill, and they're ready to set up for another. Limitless. Dragon Tail off to the side, finds Toby, follow up Light Strike away from Weehaw.
Radiant's
Will allow
turret
Alliance
has
to
been
get a
killed.
third. A Roshan completed by Entity, but it's a messy one. They try and force it, and Alliance will make them pay.
It's an incredibly messy one. Pure gets caught on the outside. He's like dancing. His chemical ridge and BKB had already been expended. And Stormstormer will have to blink in and ensure that he gets Aegis. And now Stormstormer.
Radiant's top tower is under
We are going to finish
attack.
this off.
I've got a lifetime.
And he certainly can. Limitless is in. That's the Aegis gone. So the one benefit they got, it gets quickly taken away from them. Alliance, they'll look to try and set it for a second to chance at Stormstormer, and they'll get it. They'll get it. They'll take him down. They'll even be able to find the chase here. Over towards Fishman. As Nico Baby pounces in, grabs another, keeps those stacks building up. Tombstone potentially be farmed as well. Alliance 16-7, 4K lead. Yeah, that whole move around the Roshan, even though they got the Aegis, that gets taken away. It just felt it just felt like it wasn't completely thought through there, that move from Entity.
It felt very forced, right? Like the way that they just were like, we need to get this Roach. As devastating fight. Nico Baby comes in, cleans up heavily, has a full BKB now for the next upcoming fight too. As Entity, this game is feeling pretty impossible. I'm not gonna lie, it's this Alchemist versus the world, and it's a Slark who's a pretty good matchup for that Alchemist.
Absolutely, yeah. When you sort of start to get ahead, or at least have the amount of farm that Nico Baby is in this matchup, you know, he's gonna love that the Alk's the one with the farm. If this Alk lives longer, that's just more stacks for him to build up.
If he's even able to live longer, though, because look at Weehaw. He's almost 18 with Aghanims.
Yeah, he's crushing
He's going to just delete heroes.
7-0-7. They haven't been able to kill him.
No, they've just been playing much better as a team overall. What feels like, I feel like Entity's literally like, it feels like they're almost at a rush. Like they're like, we need to do this, we need to do this. Alliance is just like this composed, hey, group up here. They have vision here. Let's smoke go here. It looks very composed. Very good to see from Alliance.
Stormstormer just hasn't had the chance to shine so far this game on his Tinker. They've had the answers, they've had the catch. Of course, things will certainly be a little different when it does come to Alliance eventually having to push towards the high ground. Now, that's definitely going to be an area where Entity is going to be kind of annoying to push into.
Yeah, as for fights right now, though, for Entity, it feels very difficult. It's just they have to still recover a little bit. Stormstormer, what's his level looking? He's very low level, too, right? At level 14. Hero that kind of relies, especially on team fights, to have that max rearm buffs that it has received.
We'll be able to pick up the speed on pushing these side lanes out with Shiva's done.
Yeah, he's got a haste rune and he's got his Aghanims done, so easier ways to catch this Tinker always. Oh, getting the high ground already.
Yeah, Lions want to fight. They'll always want to fight.
Their smoke broke and they're like, wait, they're in the pit.
There we go. Nico Baby's in. Gets the jump over towards Toby. And see if they can back up Toby, give this Visage a chance to fight through. We're moving on towards the Omni Knight. They've taken down Carlos. Back in towards the pit. Wants to tackle anything else here, but Stormstorm blown up again by Weehaw and the Laguna Blade. Weehaw keeping his distance. Gets pulled by Spike Carapace this time from Kataomi. Alliance with a couple of casualties and maybe more. Weehaw's got the run.
His haste is gone. Ran out.
An attempt to try and chase this down. But any way for Weehaw to make it out of this. Quick Jules. Turns to control Pure. Still, this chase though, it's so much chase from Entity's lineup that Weehaw will inevitably be found and killed off. Entity finally able to get a team fight back under control.
It's what a crazy weird fight the way it is too. They're in the pit and they like bots into force inside of the pit. Super awkward, but they do get the connection finally on Lina, and they kill the Omni before he gets, I think, almost anything off. I think he's been getting way too free of a game on Ducalis, and I think they're starting to notice. Watch Pure, you'll see in the fight, he puts so much priority to just take out this Omni Knight.
Yeah, immediately blink concoction.
Radiant are scanning.
And at that point, you know, it was sort of that backup gone for Nico Baby. Makes it hard for him to stick around and find all the kills that he hoped for.
Still looking to fight. Depth Shroud, I think Nico Baby purchased it.
Dire's bottom
now he has a different. Now they have multiple bailouts to protect the Lina.
See Nico. Oh, nice angle on the bounce there. Away onto pick up. He does get caught by the concoction. Into the impale. And the bash is dead.
The bash.
Oh, he's dead. He didn't expect that. He didn't expect that one bit. And now they're probably going to lose more in this fight. Limitless. So cool.
Oh boy.
He went in, but he didn't get out.
It's flipped on its head. This Alk.
Yeah.
Somehow Pure. They rallied around him. I can't believe it.
I mean, that's going to hurt dying there as the Slark.
Oh, he's been having such a free game. Now you're 40 seconds off the map. Entity, they can take control of your jungle. Man, I can't believe that Pure is able to. I mean, the bash. Right? He gets the stun connection follow up and then a bash.
Dire's middle
Not
tower
able to,
is
not able
under
to have that
attack.
window to get the shadow dance off. And did saw the dart pack come to an end, or he wasn't able to pop it in time?
I don't think he got to pop it. I think that he got full sequenced.
Yep. Big kill there for Entity.
It literally kind of swings the whole game back into their favor a little bit here. Gives time for them to farm. Let Stormstormer chill a little bit. Finish up perhaps that next item. He's got Philosopher's Stone to point out too. This is, it's like the Zeus and Tinker and Lone Druid item if you're a core. Only exceptions. And that was at the back of like pretty big items too. It was like pretty good timings for Alliance. And either way, somehow Entity, with the brute force, able to take the fights. That was right after the Lina gets Ags, right after Nico Baby gets Depth Shroud and stuff too. Like, it doesn't matter.
You have to be much more careful going for those sort of moves when he's out of range of the saves that Carlos can offer. And in particular now with the Abyssal Blade coming out very soon for Pure.
Yeah, they could actually just chain lock him or the Lina down pretty easily with that. And yeah, speaking of Ducalis also, what happened in the last fight was they also lost a gem, I believe it was, on Nico Baby, so he had to actually buy a new one.
So smoke up from Entity. Pure's ready to make the jump. Lions, gotta play cautious.
He is kind of peaked at this moment for a little bit on Alchemist.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Not
under
able to go
attack.
for the jump quite there. Respecting the Alliance, that high ground positioning.
Dire are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower.
Stormstormer has now hit his level. So he was level 14 compared to the Lina's 18 before those last fights happened. Tinker is now 18, almost 19. So it's tied. So a massive recovery off of that last fight. And now max free arm.
And he's going to be so hard to kill with the Shiva's BKB. And if you don't kill him, it's just going to be a huge mess in the fight with these Shivas being popped all over the place. And once your BKBs come to an end on Alliance, you're not going to have any sort of chance to escape. That's sort of the main thing, right? You know, if these fights get drawn out, BKBs come to an end, you have to continue to commit if you're Alliance, because you're not running away from this lineup of Entity.
No, definitely not. So much chase, so much cash, so much vision. It's also just constant fear now on side lanes. Alliance, both games, they've done a great job, like we mentioned, not getting picked off alone. This is when they really have to think about that, though. The Nyx, the Tinker, the keen convoyance on the invisible Tinker kind of stealthing through. It's very similar to the Visage that we saw with the Aghanims from last game, which they'll also have at some point soon. So a lot of different elements that Alliance still has to be careful of around the map. Open space.
And they certainly are for the most part. Sort of after maybe a bit carried away with that dive into the triangle. As a team, they're not being caught by these movements from Entity. They're not opting to throw themselves into any fights for now.
Weeha has hit level 20 now. So another buff up, of course, for the hero. Vambrace, 20 talent, and we've got Flame Cloak. So if they can chain stun people, like almost anybody does still die. Even Pure if they get the initial stuns. KB.
Radiant are scanning.
There is to be done around this next Roshan.
And now I finally get to see this talent as well too that we haven't gotten Tinkers, right? So we get to see the new talent that got changed on Tinker as well, which is Defense Matrix grants cooldown reduction.
Okay.
I don't know how to keep up with that one.
Be.
I don't think I've ever... I didn't know that was even a talent, I'm going to be completely honest with you, but that seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely going to change some stuff here. Weeha.
Yeah, wait.
Oh, what we got?
Doesn't that almost makes... That's like Chemical Rage is like almost perma if you just throws it.
Right? Well, if you do the maths, right?
It's not perma, but it's close.
Well, let's do the maths. Well, 60-second cooldown. Okay, yeah, okay, straight
Radiant's
up.
Nice,
15
It's not, but
seconds.
yeah, 15-second downtime.
If he's just throwing it on the Alch, and then let's look at some other hero. I mean, nothing's happening right now for a second. We have Roche.
Any cool spells? What's a cool spell?
I mean, even like a Impale, like goes from 14 to like 10, like or 14, whatever, 14 to 11. It'll be 10.5. But that's crazy. This is actually like everybody. Let's say he throws it on all 5 heroes before a fight starts, right? Or 4 heroes, because Tinker doesn't matter. This could be pretty nutty.
The crazy thing is if you rearm and apply it again, it stacks the cooldown reduction.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I'm lying.
I don't need.
But you know what
hesitate.
though? It's one of those things that, you know, it depends how the coding works. You know, you never know.
Yeah, you could give Fishman a 0 cooldown decay. Yeah, it kicks off. Nico Baby. They have to be careful how they show these heroes. Weehaw and Nico Baby. Sure, they've got Ducalis at the back, always for Heavenly Grace, but
Yep.
I'm always a little scared when they're just like walking in and dark pacting waves into a Nyx. Sure, he's got Gem, but still, you know. Did he? Go strong. And I'm really looking forward actually to see everyone defense matrix before fights start. Jump.
Oh, they get the opening stun, but there's the pop. Close. And we give him a bit of a chance here for Nico Baby to live. Nico Baby pops the Shadow Dance and brings the turn. Towards the target. Well covered Toby. Stormstormer keeping to the end of the fight though. Dance comes to an end, but Nico Baby still fighting strong, building up the stack, still full HP here in the situation too. Trying to find a time for the concoction. He'll get it onto Limitless. The BKB for the DK comes to an end. The stuns out for the concoction. Limitless turns for the Dragon Tail. Trying to survive. Gets healed up as well. Thrown up from Weehaw. He's caught Pure. Pure goes down. We'll turn over towards the Nyx Assassin as well. Maybe more. Toby.
It's the
Birds and Stormstorm was considering TPing back in. But the fight already over. Lions to come out on top.
They didn't get the Omni. I think that's going to be something they did it earlier in the Roche area, but this time he just gets full spells off. It felt like no one's really taking damage on Alliance because of it. Even though entities are wailing on them, casting spells freely, the Omni just free casts, gets the GA, gets heals, etc. And Weehaw can distance himself.
Roshan's available. Leading Rune as well. No Pure for 45 seconds. I mean, are you buying back to try and take this fight against Alliance?
I don't know if they can walk in there. That's a pretty risky move. He's
There's
gonna
the
go
buyback.
for it.
There's the buyback. Yeah, they want to make sure that Alliance don't get a chance to take this. But Alliance, they'll be happy with that.
Absolutely.
Forcing the buyback.
Buybacks was the 3 right from before too. So now Entity. I mean, I guess that's why they wanted to buy back. They have to get the roast themselves. Nico Baby at the ready.
Entity. Let's get the Roshan.
His bottom tower is under attack.
Just on to Pure. Very important considering he's expended the buyback.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Lions being very afraid to fight involved.
Continue to be so. There's 4 minutes of age. Well, okay, no, they want to try and strike. Okay, see if they can take it down twice. If they can take it down twice, he's out of the game for good.
Yeah, I mean, if Weehaw's ignored in fights, he will kill everybody with this spell build.
Oh, Fishman. He'll be the one to get caught. Katomi tries to force out to the side. Well, CTP's coming in. Entity, they want to try and take this fight, but Nico Baby's already in with the BKB. Overwatch Stormstormer. Stormstormer pops the BKB. He's able to get the rearm and the blink up to the high ground off. Separate himself here from Alliance. But they want to get back in it. Toby's leading the way.
Pure was thinking about going for a wraparound, but Alliance, again, it's clustered as a unit.
Risky to do so. Jumps in and dies twice. Limitless. Continue to push in onto the
Radiant's middle
tower.
tower is under
Take
attack.
this tier 2. Again, just overall, just great to see this sort of
Radiant's
aggression
middle
from
tower
Alliance.
has fallen.
Knowing that they still have the ability to just be able to push into the faces of Entity, take these towers, despite Entity being the team with the Aegis in their hands.
This, like, from the last showing that I saw from Alliance, I'm going to be honest with you, this series looks like a completely different team.
Dire's bottom
Like the
tower
macro
is
movements,
under
everything
attack.
just looks like much clearer understanding of what, and much better like shot calling in games. I've been thoroughly impressed with Alliance this series.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you know, so the expectations that people had pretty much in the majority of these series today. I think there've been some, you know, interesting stuff. You know, some impressive things coming out from some of these teams that were expected, and at least in terms of what we know from them, to have some real struggles. That hasn't been the case. The Lions absolutely having a solid shot in this game too.
It's looking very good. I mean, I feel like every single time Entity, they're forcing fights, but they can rarely actually commit forward for this fights because this Omni Knight, this Lina, they have too much coverage. Protect themselves really nicely in the back lines. I think most fights have been like a full duration tombstone as well from the Undying, but it doesn't matter. Left. Arcane Rune.
It was as well, though, and worth mentioning, with that Spell Prism thrown into the mix, that probably does put Pure kind of close to the full uptime on the Chemical Rage, right?
That is true. It'll be like 8 seconds, 7 second downtime, something like that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
9.6 seconds.
Don't forget, get the jump. Jimmy turn immediately. They'll put the BKB. Nico Baby trying to stay in on the front line. The BKB gets caught by the missile in the back. Pure turns towards him. Nico Baby again getting bashed here by the Alchemist. See Pure jump to the side. He's going to look for the squishies first. Gets it on top of Baron. Removes the Scarlet from the fight. This Tinker needs help, but he needs it now. But the combo's there from Weehaw. Lays down the stun. Blows him up. The fight will continue though as Entity push up to the high ground. Get on top of Limitless. Turning towards Nico Baby, trying to sort of scare this Slark away. Limitless gets taken out. Pure committing onto Nico Baby. A stun holds back this map, but won't catch onto Pure. Nico Baby backing off, but Cat's only in with the chase. Jumps forward, gets the catch on the Alchemist. Dark Pact just in time to remove the active stun of the Abyssal Blade, allows him to get up to the high ground. But that's 3 dead on Alliance, including 2 diebacks.
Jeez, I mean, it's devastation of damage. Even though they, like, Stormstormer, a little bit of a slight overextension with his Blink, the fights are so chaotic for these poor supports. They get their spells off pretty decently, but then it's an Alchemist, and this Tinker just blinking and sequencing in their face of the Nyx. That Entity, they dominate this one. Even though they didn't kill Weehaw or Slark, they have to both just reset and run away from this aggression of 5 heroes.
Yeah, we see sort of Pure's target focusing there. You know, he's looking towards Nico Baby, then he's like, well, you know what, I'm just going to go for the easier ones. Get over towards Aramis, sort of force Ducalis into this position where he's just completely surrounded on the low ground. And with sort of those 2 core backups gone, it's hard for them to stand 5 lines of back. Weehaw gets jumped up on the whole ground.
No buyback.
He's 2,000 gold short. He's not got the money.
Lincolns. He bought the Lincolns.
Dire's middle
Oh, they're going to certainly look to
If they know they can end. Oh my god.
I mean, they saw him have it. They get the Nico Baby gets caught on the stun on the side. He's also got to be careful. He's got to get back to the fountain.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Some
under
fortification and Entity.
Oh. He gets the thing out as well.
I mean, they'll back off, so Alliance will live another day, but now they've fallen very, very far behind.
I mean, what a massive hit, really. And I think it's also attributing to the Arcane Rune, I think, too, right? For Stormstormer. You saw many spells. I was like I'm like, he's getting a lot of spell casts off for him, but it had to be that as well. Wow. I mean, just this constant aggression. Like, it's pretty crazy, the spell cast. You see like 10 spells per hero because, honestly, like things that you can't keep track of, this defense matrix and stuff like
Dire's
that.
top
It adds
tower
up.
is under attack.
Cooldown production is crazy. I mean, maybe it's something that other teams might look to be doing too, just hitting this 20, because it really does feel like something that you can't really like notice 100%, but you feel it in team fights. It's like, oh my god, everyone has so many rounds of spells.
Baby. Trying to start the fight off. I can tell as well as the Mystic Flare thrown down onto Pure. He's forced to the side. Nico Baby, he's going to try and commit back in on this. BKB just in time to put the Impale of Katsuomi. Warming the BKB put to use in a way that it won't be able to play aggressively. At the least, though, Entity are forced back. Now held inside the base Alliance.
And
Pressure. I mean, they're going to easily be pushed with this overwhelming Blink Shiva's Guard done combo on Stormstormer.
Full lens too. Yeah, I think I don't know, maybe died in the courier or something like that. But look at his cast range too. He has the headband, he has the lens, and he has the 25 talents of laser damage. He's able to distance himself, which he should be able to now with these items. Just have to be careful with the overextension blink, as we saw a little bit in the last one in the Hog Yarn. But what a recovery. He's like Stormstormer. Remember we were saying he was 14 and all the other cores are like 17, 18? He's highest level in the game.
Entity. They're going to be ready to go again. Alliance, they've stepped outside of the base and towards their triangle.
Yep, everyone pre-armored before the fight. Everyone's got this beautiful status resist plus absorption of damage plus cooldown reduction.
I mean, I gotta say as well, Alliance, they like to spend the money. Nico Baby and Weehaw, pretty much 2k gold away from having buyback that would have otherwise been available. This is a risk.
Yeah, committed for the full Bloodthorn.
They die here.
overwhelming blink on overwhelming blink. Soaked over.
And they go for the back row, still immediate blinking reaction, gets away from Limitless, still Alliance will attempt to come in, but Nico maybe gets caught in the stun. There's the save for Dakaris, give Nico every chance to put the BKB in the shadow down. Storm puts the BKB blinking off the side, keep the distance, they can't control it. They can't get on top of this Tinker. Jumps over towards Limitless, around and beat down by Pure. Captain will get off the stun in his dying moments, and Storm he's able to blink away again. Pure goes in, it's going to be a death for Aramis out of the game. Weehaw as well to fall, again as I stress, no money for buyback. Weehaw's out for 90.
I look at the devastation in the fight. The fight recap doesn't show it for you guys, sadly, but for me it does. 4 lasers, 6 rockets. It actually doesn't show the blinks, but there was 7 blinks, I was counting, and then 3, it's absurd how many spell casts he's able to get. And he's the one actually who's addressing those support heroes. They are in full panic and disarray when he's blinking and Shiva's.
I mean, what do you do? What do you do?
There's nothing you can do.
All around the place.
There's zombies, there's Tinkers, there's Viscid Birds.
Try and jump Visage here, get on top of Toby. Go, baby.
Nico.
He's getting bashed, he's getting stunned, and forced to safety in time. He'll live.
Good God. Yeah, this is insane. There's just so much stuff in these fights for Alliance that there's too much for them to address. Like this night, the Omni's getting his free casts, but then it's 4 Blink Daggers and Shivas that come on top of him. And Pure, I think in that whole last fight, he was on top of Weehaw. Even though he's got distanced away, I think by Nico Baby's shard and stuff like that, they got the persist on him.
I mean, and any of these items as well that the cooldown reduction is doing some crazy stuff for.
It's only, wait, is it? Don't even get me. I don't even know about this ability now.
No, it's going to be items as well, right?
I mean, it's items as well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is it?
So, yeah.
It is, right?
Yeah. Let me see what Pure is being is. Shout out to the ops here, showing out that the overwhelming blinks down to 9.9. Indeed, when he's got the buff,
that's crazy.
It's everything. Okay. It's the whole kit.
Whole kit of caboodle. All right, pretty OP talent, I want to say. Support Tinker.
I mean, we're definitely
I'm playing support Tinker.
This is why Alliance banned it in game 1. They knew the potential of this hero. And we're seeing it here.
Dire's bottom tower.
Doesn't matter if you shut him down early, at least when Storm's playing it, he'll be able to recover.
Yeah, he'll knock the cooldowns on BKB down as well, and you won't expect that, right? That's a crazy talent. Like teams play, especially around the cooldowns of BKB. This just breaks it.
I mean, I think a lot of mid players will be looking at this and going, hey, you know what? Time to start running the Tinker.
Mid dude, supports. If I hit 20.
If I get any support Tinker in my game, say, hold on, boys, I get level 20, it's going to be fine. I'm out of it.
Flags. On top of that talent, the 25 plus all the cast range.
$31K lead. Very much feeling that this one may be over for Alliance.
But this one was very different at the way that Entity could just brute force. I mean, the other one, they brute forced into high grounds, but they had this big net worth advantage. This one, Alliance was actually the one with the net worth advantage, and Entity brute forced through them. Anyway. Oh, look at this, and he's got Arcane Rune again, and God. Oh, God.
Have Hex ready for the next fight as well,
yeah.
Storm.
He had fast enough fingers. I mean, he's an Invoker player. He's a
he is.
player.
We saw in that last fight how they just could not get on top of him. And he knows they're going to be trying to set up in the trees. Doing it caught in the initial setup, but he's able to put the BKB. He's on top of the Omni Knight. As Dakaris out of the fight, out of the game. No buyback available on him. Limitless caught up on the sidelines. They just cannot deal with this right now, Alliance. It's far too much. Entity, they've got everything plus more ready to throw at them. Yeah. They'll jump in, looking for We Are. They've got the stun set up. They're ready to dive in. Past the barracks, in with the Abyssal Blade. They'll take out We Are. No buyback for him. Aramis and Nico Baby getting split apart. There's 4 dead. No buybacks on Alliance.
Entity on the verge of being able to close this up, and there we have it. GG is called.
Dire's middle
Entity
tower has
will take
fallen.
this game too, and with that, the series hits theirs 2-0 against the Lions.
Radiant victory.
Stormstormer found his stride. He didn't